As NFL training camps heat up, some teams are facing unexpected problems with player attendance. With mandatory minicamps underway, a few top players have either skipped team activities or attended only to avoid fines. For the Chicago Bears, this presents a window of opportunity. The team could potentially take advantage of growing tensions around the league and make a significant trade before the regular season begins. 3 players in particular stand out as potential trade targets: Trey Hendrickson of the Bengals, T.J. Watt of the Steelers, and James Cook of the Bills. Each brings a different value and situation to the table, and while not all are realistic, 1 or 2 of these trades may be possible if the Bears choose to act aggressively. Let's begin with Trey Hendrickson, a name that continues to gain traction in trade discussions. Hendrickson has been one of the most productive pass rushers in the NFL over the past few seasons. He's not just consistent in getting sacks, he's become a major threat for opposing quarterbacks week after week. However, contract tensions between him and the Cincinnati Bengals have opened up the possibility of a trade. The Bengals seem reluctant to offer him a deal that matches current market value. While some fans confuse market value with resetting the market, that's not the case here. Hendrickson isn't asking to be paid like the top edge rusher in the league, but his recent production clearly justifies a contract in the range of $32 to $35 million per year. Based on current projections, a 3-year, $100 million extension seems realistic. That figure includes around $32 million in the first year, more than double what he is set to earn in 2025, with about $59 million in practical guarantees through 2026. That kind of deal puts Hendrickson in a financial tier just beneath stars like Nick Bosa or Myles Garrett, but rightly above pass rushers like Brian Burns or even the Bears' own Montez Sweat. Hendrickson is currently 30 years old, which makes him a great fit for a team looking to contend immediately. He's not a young prospect anymore, but he's far from the declining stage of his career. For a team like Chicago, who now sees a 3-year Super Bowl window with quarterback Caleb Williams, Hendrickson could be a perfect addition. He improves not only the edge rush, but also gives the team insurance in case of injuries to key players like Montez Sweat. Even more importantly, the Bears could potentially land Hendrickson without giving up a first-round pick. A second-rounder, or a combination of a third-round pick and a future day 3 pick might be enough to get a deal done. That makes this trade a lower-risk, high-reward opportunity. Hendrickson's talent, consistency, and fit in the Bears' current system make him arguably the top trade target available on the market right now. Another name being thrown around in media discussions is T.J. Watt, one of the best defensive players in the NFL. Watt's absence from Pittsburgh's mandatory minicamp, reportedly due to ongoing contract frustrations, has led to speculative trade talk. But the truth is, a trade for Watt is extremely unlikely. First and foremost, the Steelers are not in a rebuilding mode. They recently signed veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers in what appears to be a push to contend in the AFC. Trading away Watt, their best player and the face of their defense, would send the exact opposite message. It would make little sense for a team aiming for a playoff run to deal away their franchise cornerstone. Second, the price tag on Watt would be massive. Unlike Trey Hendrickson, a deal for Watt would almost certainly begin with a first-round pick, and possibly more. Additionally, any team trading for Watt would need to be prepared to pay $40+ million per year on a new contract. That's the territory of Myles Garrett and Nick Bosa, and Watt's agent would absolutely be within his rights to demand a similar figure. In short, while the idea of Watt in a Bears uniform is exciting, the odds of it happening this year are close to 0. The Steelers have worked out similar situations before, most notably in 2021, when Watt was given a new deal shortly before the season began. There's every reason to believe they'll follow a similar path again. If anything, Watt might become a trade candidate in a year or two. especially if Pittsburgh fails to reach expectations with their current roster. But for now, the idea of the Bears pulling off a trade for T.J. Watt is more fantasy than reality. The team would likely prefer to build up its pass rush depth through other, more realistic channels. The third potential trade candidate is Buffalo Bills running back James Cook, who is facing his own contract frustrations. Cook reported to mandatory minicamp, but not because he's happy with his current deal. When asked why he showed up, Cook replied bluntly, "I like my money." His response suggests that his presence is more about avoiding fines than feeling content with the team or his contract. At 25 years old, Cook is entering what should be the prime years of his career. He's a vital part of Buffalo's offense, both as a runner and as a pass catcher. Despite his versatility and production, he remains one of the most underpaid backs in the NFL, earning roughly $5 million per year. In comparison, aging veterans like Aaron Jones are still collecting double that amount. While Cook is not on the same level as Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry, he is arguably a top 10 NFL running back right now. He ranks among the league leaders in all-purpose yards and provides value in both the running and passing game. In today's NFL, where versatility at the position is essential, that makes him an incredibly attractive asset, especially for a team like the Bears, who are all in on developing Caleb Williams. If the Bears were to make a move for Cook, the conversation would likely begin with the contract. It's expected that he'd want at least $15 million per year, with comparisons being drawn to Jonathan Taylor's previous deal with the Colts. That number might sound steep, but it's fair considering Cook's age, production, and overall impact. From the Bears' perspective, the running back room is still a question mark. While DeAndre Swift brings experience and explosiveness, he has struggled with consistency and injuries in recent seasons. Rashawn Johnson is still developing, and Khalil Herbert has been effective in spurts but hasn't proven himself as a full-time starter. Adding James Cook to the mix could stabilize the backfield and prevent the Bears from leaving opportunities on the field, especially if they find themselves in close games where a versatile runner can make the difference. Cook's presence would take pressure off Williams, giving him a reliable outlet in both the run and short passing game. Still, any trade for Cook depends on two major factors: whether Buffalo becomes willing to deal him and whether the Bears believe the cost, both in picks and a new contract, is worth it. At this point, Cook remains more of a wait-and-see target than an immediate trade priority. The Chicago Bears are clearly entering a crucial phase in their rebuild. With a promising rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams and a retooled roster across multiple positions, the team has a rare opportunity to fast-track its return to playoff contention. Of the three trade scenarios discussed, Trey Hendrickson stands out as the most realistic and valuable option. He fills a pressing need, likely won't cost a first-round pick, and is still playing at an elite level. T.J. Watt, while an elite talent, is simply not available, at least not yet. And James Cook represents a potential game-changer, but one that requires more time and clarity from the Buffalo Bills. With preseason around the corner, decisions will need to be made quickly. If the Bears truly believe they can contend in 2025, a bold move now could make the difference between another rebuilding year and a legitimate playoff run.